Good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful, beautiful people. I hope that you're having a great day so far, and I hope that you had a wonderful night. Tonight I'm going to be talking about something that I think needs to be shared. I don't ask a lot, and I would really, really appreciate it. For those of you who really rock with me, for those of you who really see injustice, for you guys who really have empathy for someone else, please listen to this upload. And if you feel the way that I feel, please share this, okay? Justice for Matthew Baker Jr. Racial bias in McDonough, Georgia, puts an innocent man to death row. Racial bias could convict Matthew Baker, the only black suspect in the McDonough, Georgia bonfire killings case. The advocacy nonprofit fair is campaigning to save his life. A 23-year-old black man faces the death penalty for the murder of 4 individuals from a 2016 quadruple homicide case in Henry County, Georgia. Matthew Baker Jr. and his co-defendant, Jacob Koski, have been charged with up to 30 counts related to the crime. Koski has confessed to the murders. However, Baker must stand trial as his fate is decided by his involvement or lack thereof in the incident. His family argues that racial biases in the Georgia system play a role in the investigation and the lack of solid evidence qualifying Baker for death row. Demetria Bishop, a co-founder of Fighting Against Institutionalized Railroading FAIR, F-A-I-R, a nonprofit and advocate for the release of people unjustly penalized by the criminal justice system, has been a leading force in addressing the potential unfair or unlawful sentencing of Baker. Bishop's main concern is Baker's race, influencing the way the county decides whether he lives or dies. What happened in the Henry County bonfire killings? On October 27, 2016, a bonfire party was hosted at the home of a 20-year-old Dusty Ollinger in Moccasin Rap Road in McDonough, Georgia. Baker arrived at the party with his friends Kyla Head, 21, Brooke Knight, 19, and Jacob Williams, 18. Suspect Jacob Koski, 23, was present with his sister Mackenzie Walton. Baker was the only black attendee. Baker said he left the party with Head, Knight, and Williams. Baker's mother said he was home by 9:30 by her request. The four returned to the party around 1:45 a.m., according to Baker's younger sister Jada, who was home at the time. It is not clear what happened from the events that followed when Baker returned to the house. Due to the ongoing investigation, police records of the event cannot be released. Local Georgia and Henry County news stories have interpreted the police report on the night differently. Let me say that again. Local Georgia and Henry County news stories have interpreted the police report on the night differently. One report said the police stated that Koski contacted Baker directly to return to the house and handed him a gun to open fire. Baker told Honeysuckle he did not hold a gun. The evidence has been presented to indicate fingerprints or gunpowder residue connecting Baker to a firearm. No evidence has been presented. Baker also said he did not have his own cellular device to be contacted directly. His mother, Angie, said she communicated with him through friends Kayla Head and Brooke Knight. Another report suggested Baker supplied Koski with the gun when he returned to the house. Koski says he finding the guns himself atop the refrigerator inside the house. Yet another report stated that both Koski and Baker left the party and returned with guns to open fire inside the house. Detective David McCroy testified that Koski told Baker he needed his help attacking the people inside. I don't know if he thought I was kidding or not, but I told him, everybody in the house is going to get it. I'll do all the work. I just need you here, said Koski to McCroy. Both Baker and Koski told Honeysuckle they were not friends and didn't know each other well. Kosky also admitted in court that Baker had no idea of his plans to use victims. In my research, Matthew and Kosky, no, they did not know each other prior to the bonfire, okay? He did not know Jacob Kosky, all right? In conversation with Honeysuckle, Kosky said that he had asked Brooke Knight to send Baker into the house because he was afraid he and his sister were in danger. I called Brooke Knight to come pick me up and told her to park down the street because some people at the party didn't like her, and I told her to tell Baker to come down the road to get me when they arrived. When Baker came, I told him I had to get my sister because she was in danger. I never told Matthew I was going to kill anyone. I just snapped. Let me read that to you guys again. When Baker came, I told him I had to get my sister because she was in danger. I never told Matthew I was going to kill anyone. I just snapped. Party attendees Matthew Hicks, 18, Keith Gibson, 29, and Sophia Fuller, 20, were found dead with gunshot wounds to the head in the dining room. Destiny Unger was found in the kitchen with 2 gunshot wounds to the head. She died a few days later in the hospital. Mackenzie Walton, Kosky's sister, survived the incident and reportedly called 911 around 2 a.m. There is no report of what happened between the time of the killings and the time of the phone call. Requests for the recording of the phone call have not been responded to. Kosky had already left in a car with Baker, Ted, Knight, and Williams. No reports state if the other 3 are aware of the shooting. The police reports state that Kosky was dropped off at the Newton County line. Baker and the other 3 then returned to Baker's house. Reports say Baker was arrested the following morning after a felony traffic stop. However, Baker's mother confirmed he was arrested after the police came to her house initially looking for Kosky. The same morning, Kosky reportedly turned himself in and confessed to all 4 murders. No hard evidence has been brought to light to connect Baker to the murders. The aftermath of the bonfire murder, Kosky was indicted on 4 counts of malice murder, 8 counts of felony murder, 4 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and 1 count of theft. The state also served the death penalty. Kosky's sentencing took place in 2019. He pled guilty but mentally ill, allowing him to negotiate out of the death penalty and serve 4 consecutive life sentences instead. He pled guilty but mentally ill, allowing him to negotiate out of the death penalty and serve 4 consecutive life sentences instead. In Kosky's plea deal, he requested the release of Baker as he argued he had nothing to do with the incident. Since then, Kosky has spent the past 5 years in prison pleading for Baker's release. I wrote countless letters to the judges in our case, public defenders, capital defenders, Fox 5 News, clerk of the court, and the DA stating Matthew was not guilty and was in fact a victim in my case. I was under the impression when I took my plea that Baker was going to be set free, he told Honeysuckle. Baker was initially charged with 4 counts of malice murder, 4 counts of felony murder, 4 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Baker has been reindicted this month with additional felony murder counts. 2 first-degree burglary charges, 4 counts of criminal attempt to commit a felony, and 4 counts of possession of a firearm during commission of a felony, totaling to 30 counts. 30 counts. Baker's next hearing date is set for July 28th. I'm a little bit behind in reading this, but I'll continue. His attorneys have 3 subpoenaed witnesses to present, and Baker continues to refuse the guilty plea offered by the District Attorney Darius Patello. During his hearing on Monday, June 28th, he states that filed several motions, including one to suppress Baker's DNA test from being present as evidence, search warrants, arrest warrants, and Baker's statement. Kayla Head, Jacob Williams, and Brooke Knight were also arrested. However, only Head and Knight were charged with making a false statement. Their cases are still open. Concerns of racial bias in Jacob Kosky. Skepticism around racial bias in Baker's case comes not only from the history of racial discrimination in Georgia's criminal justice system, but also because Baker was the only black suspect and was still taken in and charged after Kosky confessed to the crime. What the state is trying to get at is that I am an accomplice, that I held a gun, and that I killed someone. That's not the case. I did not have a gun. They're trying to say I did something to get these charges. Baker's attorney, Kimberly Staten Hayes, Shayla Galloway, and Christina Rudy argue the push for the death penalty violates Baker's freedom from cruel and unusual punishment. They also argue that Georgia has no procedure for offering the death penalty. Therefore, Baker could be exposed to discrimination or bias and given the death penalty anytime he goes to the board. The Center for Constitutional Rights found people of color accounted for a disproportionate 43% of total executions since 1976. They also found the death penalty violates the non-discrimination requirement found in an international human rights law. If put on death row, Baker could potentially wait decades for execution in the inhumane conditions considered internationally as torturous. The state of Georgia has executed 76 people since 1976, according to the Marshall Project. Since 2011, Georgia executed 3 men whose cases had strong evidence to prove their innocence, according to the Death Penalty Information Center. The state's current death row population is 43% black. The only Henry County prisoner on death row currently is a black man. Demetria Bishop, co-founder of FAIR, was contacted by Baker's mother for help to prove her son's innocence. Bishop's work revolves around researching laws and find combining in detail the cases of individuals who are at risk of receiving wrongful sentences guilty or innocent. These individuals consist mainly black and brown people. FAIR also has a system of prison paralegals who read over cases to find out if a person is innocent or not. If innocent, Bishop advocates for that person's release. If guilty, she advocates for a proper sentence. FAIR has been contacted for assistance in 132 cases from 12 states. I don't like to say anyone is innocent unless I've seen the discovery, Bishop said. We're having a difficult time getting that because of ongoing discovery. Bishop says she was moved by Kosky's urgency to free Baker and the recordings of his court hearing. She recently hosted a podcast with Laner and Dial at Baker to let him proclaim his innocence. Bishop said in response to the podcast, she received multiple death threats and violent messages from Henry County residents who opposed her interaction with Baker. One message Bishop told was from someone who connected her with Kosky via dating. I have nothing to lose or gain from Baker getting released from prison. I just want to do the right thing, said Kosky, Bishop. Kosky also confessed, again, being responsible for the events of October 27, 2016, and specifically how Baker wasn't involved. In another message to Bishop, Kosky initially stated that the report did not trace any fingerprints of gun or gunpowder on Baker. Bishop was moved by Kosky's personal protection and considered moving forward to help prove that Baker might be innocent. Shauna Vaughn, founder of Silent Cry, a nonprofit that provides resources to families coping with prison and poverty-related trauma, also showed concerns for how the prosecution was being carried out. Bishop contacted Vaughn to review Baker's case. Vaughn believes the reindictment was a strategy to jeopardize Baker's case because he was being intimidated into taking a guilty plea, which he refused. I don't want to see another African American in prison while wrongfully convicted. We have to learn to get this right. We have to learn better prosecutorial practices, and we have to learn to dig. It's unacceptable that they are not listening to the other party in this case, simply because you want them to be mentally ill and not heard. When the guilty person is telling you that they are guilty, and yet you want two people to pay for one crime that one person did not commit, that's an atrocity, and that's a crime against humanity. Both Bishop and Vaughn have reached out to media and social justice organizations to spread the word about the case. Vaughn will be traveling to Georgia and New York to witness Baker's hearings. They believe it's important to stand by the family in solidarity. Matthew Baker's support. Angie Lena has been working relentlessly to spread the word about the case. From day one, I knew my son was innocent. When you carry something in your belly, a true mother has a bond with the child. And what they're capable of doing, some exceptions at times. I have done nothing but pray that the truth comes out, even though these people hate me and hate my son. I still pray for them. I pray that God will put some rest upon their hearts to get past the bitterness and the anger. No parent should have to bury their child or have to view their child's body with bullet holes in their head. I cannot imagine how I would feel. Let's see. In closing, his mom, Angie, says, I'm putting my life on the line for this. The more I speak out, the more feathers I ruffle, the more people will try to come after me. I'm gonna fight until I have no more breath in my body because I know he's innocent. He tells me if he has to die for what's right, so be it. To support a fair trial and investigation for Matthew Baker, you can send letters or make phone calls to the Henry County Justice Department. To contact District Attorney Darius Patello, 770-288-6400, or you can mail West Tower, McDonough, Georgia, 30253, second floor. To contact the Clerk of Superior Court, phone number 770-288-8131. And you can also find information on Matthew by visiting Fighting Against Institutionalized Railroading page on Facebook. Matthew also has a petition. I actually forgot to pull that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this upload now, and later on I will find this petition link, and it's not asking you guys for anything. It's not asking your opinion of anything. It's not asking you to donate. It's the premises, the main point of his justice page petition is for people to understand and realize in Georgia that Matthew is innocent. Matthew did nothing wrong, and Matthew should not be looking at the death penalty for a crime that he did not commit. Your suspect, Jacob, mentally ill or not, confessed to this crime. Your suspect, Jacob, mentally ill or not, in his own words, signed his plea deal, agreed to his guilty plea deal on the premises that Matthew would be released. Matthew is not released. Matthew is still in jail. And as a matter of fact, I don't even believe Matthew's trial has started. No, it hasn't. Um, Again, yes, I will find that link to Matthew's petition. Please, guys, please sign it. Matthew does not deserve this. Justice for Matthew Baker. Racial bias in McDonough, Georgia, could send an innocent man to death row. I want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you guys for all your support, whether it's good or right or wrong. This could be my son. This could be your son. We all know racial bias is real, and especially in the justice system. I think you guys can take a little bit of time. If you've listened to this video, this upload all the way through, thank you. But I need you guys to do a little bit more. I need you guys to do a little bit more. I need you guys to reach deep down into your senses. If you want to read this, it's honeysucklemagazine.com. Matthew Baker, racial bias. He's innocent. I don't know what it is in Georgia. I don't know what it's like, but I can imagine. If any of you guys who are living in Georgia, you know about this. And what's surprising me, that this being a so-called black community, I haven't heard anyone speak about Matthew. Just saying. So again, please, please, please share this. This is important. Look at this. Look at him. Please do the right thing. Thank you again. I love and appreciate you guys. Have a good day, or at least try to.